Hi, and welcome to the Legally Eating video blog. Today is Bastille Day, and you probably don't know, but I spent last fall studying in Paris. I loved everything about the place, from the fantastic food, to the fantastic wine, to the interesting people. I basically loved everything except for, getting lost in the 9th district or paying 25 euros to get into a club on a Wednesday and not having air conditioning in August. But overall, France is a fantastic place. So in honor of France, on Bastille Day, I'm going to show you how to make a French dish. However, I've been making this dish since I was about 16, so it's very simple, but it seems impressive. So that's always a great thing, when you can whip together something easy, give it to your guest, and they think that you're a phenomenal cook. We're going to be making crepes. In France, you pronounce it crepe, but if you did that in America, probably you would just get handed a cough drop. So we're going to stick with crepes. It's very simple. The only thing about them is that they need about an hour or more to chill before you can actually do the flip-in business. So you need a little time ahead, but other than that, super simple, super delicious, super versatile. You can put pretty much anything you want in there, and it's delicious. All right, here we go. Okay, so what you're going to need is a big bowl, a whisk, 1 cup of flour, dump that into the bowl. This is really complicated, trust me. 1.5 cups milk, dump that into the bowl. 2 eggs, dump that into the bowl. And my mother's always told me to break the eggs into a separate bowl instead of the whole bowl that you're going to be mixing in, just in case you get a little bit of shell in there. Moving on, 1/4 teaspoon salt, tiny bowl. 1 teaspoon vegetable oil. And since I'm making these for dessert for my Bastille Day feast, I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar. You really don't have to, or you can add more if you want. If you leave out the sugar, it's great for savory dishes, like filling it with ham or mushrooms or chicken or anything you can really think of. All right, so now we're going to mix this up. Make sure you get all the little lumpy bits out. But you don't really want to overmix it. Just make sure everything is combined. Right down the sides. And really, that's it. So now I'm going to refrigerate this for about an hour. Okay, so now the hour is up. And maybe I might have been a little misleading when I said we were going to learn how to flip crepes. That's a little unnecessary. Really, you can get by with just flipping them over like you would a pancake. So that's what we're going to do. Now, what you need now, your batter. You're going to need a pan about this size. That's my preferred size. You can go smaller or bigger, just depending on your personal preference. We're going to need some cooking spray, a spatula, a ladle, all gooey with crepe juice, and a plate and some wax paper. That's what's going to keep the individual crepes from sticking to each other. Okay, so what we're going to do is spray some pan into the pan, ladle a bit of the batter in there, tilt it around the skillet so that it's evenly all over the skillet. You want to get the edges too. That's going to help you lift the crepe out of the pan. Once it sort of seems even, you can just let it cook back over some heat. You don't want to cook it too quickly over too high of a heat, because then you're going to get a really kind of crispy crepe, which is not the best. And you don't want to cook it too long over too low of a heat, because then it's kind of gummy. What you want to do is find the medium. You want to find the medium heat, the medium amount of cooking time, and you'll be able to tell. And the way you're going to be able to tell is when the edges get kind of bubbly and kind of translucent, and the crepe itself will take itself off of the pan. It'll slide around a little bit. You see? This one isn't quite ready. It doesn't seem like it quite wants to be turned, but it's almost there. So we're going to let this cook a little bit longer in the pan before we turn it over. Not everyone likes to cook their crepes on both sides, but it's my personal preference. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And all you're going to do is brown it on one side and then slide it off onto your plate. I think this one is almost done. I can see tiny little bubbles on the edges of the crepe. So what we're gonna try and do, slide the spatula under there, flip the baby over, get a little warm on both sides. That's one of the bad parts of not flipping it high into the air. Sometimes you have to get hot. So we're just gonna keep cooking it on this side. Let's cook through a little bit brown. I can hear it sizzling. Sounds delicious, gonna taste better. All right, see how it's moving nicely? That means it's pretty much ready to be put on a plate and devoured. All right, so what we're gonna do, just slide this off here. Very simple, you can put anything in it. Like I said, tonight what we're doing is putting vanilla ice cream in it, wrapping it up, and then serving it with a delicious decadent chocolate sauce. The recipe will be on my blog, and you've got to check it out. It's divine.